Know when the next crisis will fall upon us, whether it be another pandemic or a natural disaster like the hurricanes that we witnessed in the Southeast. It's always a really good idea to make sure that you're medically prepared for anything that life happens to throw at you. Here at Real America's Voice, we recommend going to the experts at the Wellness Company for their medical kits. Joining me now is the Chief Scientific Officer at the Wellness Company, Dr. Peter McCullough. Doc, always good to see you, sir.
Thank you.
So let's talk about some of the natural disasters we've recently seen. Of course, the massive hurricanes in the Southeast. They're another reminder of why Americans need to be prepared. The state of Florida even urged its citizens to stock up on prescription medications. Talk about why this is a good idea.
You know, from the COVID-19 pandemic, the Lahaina fires, and now the hurricane disasters, people's first reaction is to go stock up on toilet paper. And it turns out what they really should be looking at is their prescription drug supply, not only the chronic medications, but they should be thinking about, do they have some antibiotics on hand if there's an infection? How are they going to handle a wound? You know, most of the victims that were retrieved in the hurricane disasters, they had deep lacerations in dirty water. These cuts get infected very quickly. It can be serious infections. People need to be able to treat and handle wounds at home, or certainly without an urgent care or emergency room, have oral antibiotics. Wellness Company kits fit those needs. The Wellness Company for the Hurricane Helene and Milton disasters offers free telemedicine service so we can get care out to people as soon as they need it.
And even having those kits, there are some medications in there people might not necessarily know how to use or might be nervous about using. And it's my understanding that these kits also have instructions, so there's no reason not to get them.
Well, they have not only a guidebook, but they have telemedicine. So you can get on the phone with a doctor if you need some guidance on this. Remember, during these disasters, resources are now shut down. You can't just go to an urgent care. Many of the hospitals and ERs were flooded. And so we have a situation where people do need to survive on their own. Everyone has said the government responses are too little and too late. It's time to take matters into our own hands.
And there's also the issue of supply chain. If something were to happen, sometimes the supply chain could slow down and you might not get medications you need. So having them in advance seems like just preventative maintenance, if you will.
That's right. Wellness Company at 2 levels of membership, the middle and higher levels, actually has free prescription drugs. So people can get a secure line of their pharmaceuticals. This is very important. We have our contract pharmacy secures in everyone's electronic records. When they see their doctor, they can get their medicines through the Wellness Company. And our pharmacy in Florida is the one that handles the medications for the kits. And if you use a medication in one of the emergency kits, there's a refill program.
Ah, okay, that really helps. It's funny, you mentioned kids. I just took my daughter to the doctor the other day, and they were asking, okay, do you want the seasonal flu shot? And I was thinking to myself, okay, what are some things that people can do, some preventative things that people can do during the fall when we're starting to see more of these sorts of illnesses creep up?
People should all remember that these respiratory illnesses they prey upon the frail, the elderly, people with obesity and diabetes. If people keep themselves thin and fit, very low chances of getting influenza or RSV, like less than 1%. Most adults have never even had a flu test. And so vaccines, I think, are overused, and they ought to be carefully considered with patients with chronic pulmonary conditions.
Dr. McCullough, as always, we appreciate your expertise. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Of course. And folks, you can go to twc.health/voice in order to learn more. That's twc.health/voice. It's right there at the bottom of your screen. Log on and get all the information you need.